Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, look at this. I'm going to fade it out.
All right.
Dude, yeah.
He's the sound man.
Yeah. Sound.
I'm Pizza Boy. It's Sound Man and Pizza Boy Part 2. And we're back. We got some stuff.
We got stuff.
Brian's doing the sound.
We got sounds today.
I guess I can butt in and I can do sounds.
Yeah, we can both do sounds.
But I got videos and stuff. And
nice.
What do I got?
What you got?
I forget what this is.
What the hell are we doing?
We'll start off with some pizza news right away.
All right.
Just to see if this works. I want to kick you out.
Kick me out.
Pizza delivery man versus used car lot employees. Who would you trust?
I want him fired.
Instead of the delivery guy getting
fired,
like, the internet got fired up. Shame on you all for how you treated that pizza delivery man.
That's right.
It all started when Jared Tansey from Palace Pizza delivered an order to F&R Auto Sales in Westport, Massachusetts. So follow the math. The total pizza bill was $42. The used car employees chipped in and gave Jared, the delivery guy, a total of $50.
Okay.
2 20s and 2 5s, which means $7 left over. Jared leaves with a 50. There's disagreement about whether he said anything about keeping the change before he took off. The car lot people complained to Palace Pizza's manager. Jared comes back to return the $7, recorded by a camera in the car lot office.
It just doesn't make sense why you would hand me a bill that you were just going to have me drive back here to give you back anyway.
The man behind the desk explains he gave Jared all the money the group had collected and expected to get back the correct change.
The manager apologized once for you. You want to apologize again for you? It's okay, you got your $7 back, so the world is right now.
No, it wasn't.
Hey, open the door before I put my foot in your ass. How's that?
She said that?
Someone posted the video. It went viral. The insults flew. Scummy, nasty people. F&R Auto Sales was bombarded with terrible reviews.
Whoa.
If you or someone you know want to be treated like crap, then this is your go-to place. The comments got so bad the car lot called police.
So, I don't...
Wow.
Whose fault was it? Whose fault do you think it was? Who's the asshole?
Oh, easily the car lot. Because why would they give him an extra $5? You know what I mean?
So
why would they hand him $50 with 2 5s if they didn't intend to give him a $5 tip, a $7 tip? You know what I mean? They would have handed him 45, then it would have been a $2 tip, right?
Yeah.
Well, why'd they give him 50? You know?
I don't know.
That's so dumb.
It was their fault. Yeah.
It was totally their fault.
Insinuated, and there's an implied tip. So of course the guy.
I wouldn't ask for change back. Really cool. Thanks.
Yeah,
that makes sense on that order, you know?
Yeah. I had a weird incident. I delivered this old lady, and she's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And she gave me, it was like $1 and some change that was above the total. You know, there was only like a tip of $1 and change left.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And she gave it to me, and then I forget what happened, but I just figured that she was giving it all to me. And so I left, but then her son called back and said, you ripped my mother off, come back, you know. And I was like,
oh my God.
I was trying to rip the old lady off, but she was just like kind of out of it.
Yeah.
And just didn't say anything. And so I came back and gave it to him, and he was like cussing me out and stuff. And he's this weird guy that walks around San Margarita, always walking to the beer store and back. And he's just like, he's really tall and lanky and strange looking.
Huh.
You might see him.
Yeah, we might have seen him for sure. There's definitely some weird ones out here out west.
Yeah, and I tried to explain to him, but then I said something. I called him. I said something to him. Go fuck yourself or something.
Oh yeah, easy.
That's what I said. And I got in trouble.
Yep. You did?
Yeah.
I hate when like employers won't have your back on that kind of stuff. Oh well, what can you do? They got a business to run. you know. But still, man, yeah, that was totally the car place was totally wrong. And then,
Yeah.
you know, then they like somebody said something, talked around about it, and then, you know, somebody, I think somebody, you know, called the pizza place because they were feeling like an idiot, you know. They should
Yeah.
have just let it go. You know what I mean? They should have just let it go. Bad move.
What did they say at first?
Who? The car place? What do you mean? Derp? Are you listening to it? We can't hear it. Are you all right?
Yeah.
You okay, buddy?
So they were demanding an apology.
Yeah, for what? You know?
But look at this. I'll play another one.
Oh, sweet.
Did you say it's? Did you see it said Singapore?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like he's taking his time.
Wow.
You see what's on there? It's like slices of egg and shrimp.
Yeah, what is that?
Shrimp and slices of egg and
might be
onion.
kind of good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Prawns, clams, boiled egg, mozzarella cheese with laksa sauce. I don't know what laksa sauce is. I'll have to try it.
Sweet and sour type thing, probably. I don't know if they're trying to make it look good or bad, but I figured you would probably be like, yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, I'm into that. I'm all over that. I'd eat that all day.
All right, I won't make him any more hungry.
Yeah, that looks good. It's probably better than Pizza Hut in the States.
Yeah,
that looks awesome.
It looks pretty good, right?
I hope I get to go to Asia one day and try all their delightful, spicy, seafoody things. I mean, honestly, I feel like sometimes I'm really missing out on life, you know, because I live like in the landlocked Midwest, and like I just don't get to eat a lot of the food that I know I would definitely eat. You know what I mean? I love that seafood. I love weird, spicy things, savory things, you know, and like, I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to start learning how to make it myself.
Well, you have to go to Greece and get all the seafood on the.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
Up and down there.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Maybe one day, I don't know. I'll get on it. I'll figure it out.
Get all bloated.
I know. Hey, seafood doesn't fuck me up at all.
Yeah.
At all. No.
As long as they don't.
No, man, I'm good.
Really charge it.
My mom's allergic to shellfish a little bit. You know, I know a lot of people are, but I'm not, man. I'll eat that stuff all day. It's good. I love shellfish. I eat it all day.
Oh yeah,
love it.
And you like the egg under there?
Oh yeah, I try an egg on pizza. It looks pretty good. I like egg yolk, a little runny egg yolk. I say yolk, kind of funny. Egg yolk. Yolk. Yolk.
You say Bill Wolf and you say egg yolk.
A Bill of Wolf. Milk. Pello. These are words that I cannot say correctly.
Pello, yeah. Milk.
Pello, yeah.
M-E and E.
It sounds more like an E, yeah. Sounds more like an E. Pello sounds more like an E than an I know.
I'm not a Pello, but I'm a Pilla. Gotta get my Pilla.
You Pella? I don't Pello, but I don't Pella. I don't Pella. I Pello.
Pilla.
Yeah.
We'll get it straight.
Yeah. That's your Eastern Appalachia.
Up there in Appalachia. I got kind of a fucked up video. It's kind of violent, but I don't know. I was gonna ask you about it, but unless you want to see it.
Is it world starred violent?
Kind of like that.
Is it like bloody?
Not really bloody, but embarrassing and like violent.
Does it involve pizza?
It does.
Well, then I mean, roll it.
You're gonna have to do it then.
All right.
All right.
Warning.
This is actually an instructional video, so it's pretty cool. Check this out.
Yeah, all right.
Warning. Violent stuff happening.
When someone pulls a gun on you, you 100% have to take them seriously. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here we are going to see a carjacking that goes badly for the carjacking victim. It's going to teach us important lessons about transitional spaces, about taking someone seriously who has a gun in their hand, and the importance of protecting your head and neck. This one begins with our victim on the left coming out after making a pizza delivery here, and you can see several of the perps already in the screen, and he's going to his car.
Yeah.
When the one pulls a gun on him, he ignores him. The victim just kind of walks away from him, and in response to that, get whacked in the back of the head with a gun, hits his head really hard.
Yeah, there it is.
What did they do? Just leave?
No, they fuck around. You want to watch it?
Or do they beat him up?
No, they don't beat him up.
They just take the car.
Get the car and laugh and take his
all
wallet.
right. We know where that's going. We don't need to watch any more of that.
Yeah.
You had a violent encounter, right?
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's like a video about
Take a guy seriously with a gun.
yeah.
Yeah. You shouldn't turn your back. That was not smart.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because then you're
expect
completely
it.
blind.
I might go around the front of the car so as I'm walking to the car, I can have my eye on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to think in those situations.
Yeah.
We do a lot of that training at
I'm a
work
big
for
guy,
like
they might
active
not wanna-
shooter things. Yeah. Yeah, if you're a big guy, like
They might just be like, well, this really isn't the, I don't want to, it's not the
Yeah.
one.
yeah, it's not the one.
It's
But
not
3-to-1, dude, I don't 3-to-1 in a gun. I don't think they care what size you are.
Yeah,
know what I
don't
mean?
know.
You just shouldn't turn your back to somebody with a gun. But I mean, you don't think right in those situations. It's hard to think right in those situations.
I got
You
my head
know.
on a swivel a lot, I'm pretty
Yeah.
much like king of the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know the streets know me.
You got stuck up once though, right?
Yeah, that's right. And
Took
and
your money and ran.
yeah,
But you took the threat seriously.
yeah, and serious enough in the moment. Well,
Yeah.
what happened was I delivered to an apartment, and I went down to the apartment, and the person answered the door, and it was a guy with a gun and a mask on his covering his eyes and black
Yeah.
do rag and everything. Like a shorter, skinnier black dude, like 20 or something, with a gun, and it was gold. I don't know if it was gold or brass, but it was gold, metal, gold-looking metal. Yeah, either brass. or-
Weird.
and it was a 9mm or whatever. And he's like, "Get the fuck in here!" And then he had me get on the ground, like face down, just lay down, and then he kind of just like searched my pockets and got like $70. That was the pizza money.
Yeah, pizza bank.
And then he's like, "That's all you got?" And he kind of tapped me on the head with a gun in a way,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a little fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Like
Jesus.
he's seen in a movie, but he didn't really do it very hard.
Yeah, yeah.
It was weird. And then he didn't, and then he kind of just left and said, don't come out
Yeah.
unless you come outside or whatever. After a while, I realized he was gone. So I called the cops, and then I went outside.
You had to file a report.
Yeah. But it's really weird when the moment's over.
Yeah.
It's like you snap back into reality.
Yeah.
My brain put me somewhere. I don't know what it was.
No, they talk about it like when we do the
mechanism
active
was-
shooter training at work. You kind of go into survival mode, and like your brain kicks down. You kick down to like your reptile brain, your instincts.
Yeah.
You don't really. All your blood's going to your core. It's protecting like your organs. Your brain kind of shuts certain things down. So it's really hard to think rationally in those situations.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad nothing happened, man.
Yeah. It could have
Glad he
been
got
worse.
his money
yeah.
and left. Yeah,
People
it could have
wanted
been
to,
way
like,
worse
jump
too.
me and fuck me up just for fun
Yeah.
on top of it, a little bonus on top of like, getting $100 or whatever.
Yeah, sucks, man.
I'm
I'm glad. I'm glad you've been relatively safe though for your career. I mean, only once that shit happened. That's cool. out of all the times, you know, you've been out and about.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? But have you ever heard any like worse stories? Anybody you work with ever been like fucking held up or
I heard similar ones, like
tied up, put in the basement or something weird?
One guy went to a neighborhood, and there's a lot of dudes there in this, like, you know, apartment complex.
Yeah,
They just
everybody's
came
hanging out.
over, and he got out to deliver to the place, and he was walking to the door, but these other guys, the neighbors, you know, in the different building, came over and just kind of like got up around him and stuff, and just basically took it out of his hands and like went over and started eating it, and was like just laughing and stuff. They just like hijacked the pizza order.
Yeah.
And he just was like standing there like, what the fuck just happened? You know, he just came back. Couldn't do anything. So like in that neighborhood, I carried like a mag light.
Yeah.
And I just carried it around.
Yeah.
And I think if it looks like you have a thing, and no one wants to get hit or anything, even if they know they're going to kick your ass, they don't want to get like, it's still not worth it. A real conflict.
Yeah,
like,
they want to go expend as least energy as possible.
Sure,
you know?
Yeah. A real conflict, they don't necessarily want, you know,
they don't want
like ready for it as they would want.
Everybody wants the easy money. Nobody wants to get, you know, nobody wants to get caught, or, you know, they want to have any interaction with anybody.
A lot of trouble. And I could be some hillbilly with a gun, you know.
Yeah. Or mace, and pepper spray. Pepper spray, I heard, just pisses people off.
Sure,
though.
But you don't want it.
No, you don't want it in your face. I don't know if I'm fast enough to get away from anybody once I spray them. You know,
it's not like, oh, they pepper sprayed me, and so I just like kind of wash my face, and then you're just like laid up. You're just in the bed, like, oh, for a long, you know.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Yeah,
so, we can
the
watch
dangers of delivering pizza.
I know. I got one sound video. It's kind of just a funny video some guy tried to make, and I want you to tell me how accurate he's how good it is.
Okay,
we'll play it real quick.
All right. Oh yeah, I love this one.
Yeah, hit the kick for me whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I love this one.
All right, give me the kick.
What's that?
I love this one. This one's super accurate. This one's fucking hilarious.
We'll watch a little bit.
Watch it. I love it.
Okay, can stop now, please. Snare. Sounds good. Stop. Thank you. Guitar stays left or right. Whoever's ready. I do not give a shit. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, the throat clear is something I've heard before too.
Oh yeah.
They just don't really like, all right.
Well, like you have a knob in your hand, your brain is like, you're trying to dial this shit all in fast as shit, you know, because you never have enough time in between a set change. You know what I mean? No. So you got like 5, 10, 15 minutes to work with. You know what I mean? And usually, like, especially back in the analog days, if the channel was pretty close to like a kick, then you're pretty good to go. I just need to hear it like not even 4 times. So if I hear like boom, boom, and it sounds like it's got low end and it's got some click and it doesn't have a bunch of poop in it, I'm ready to go to snare. We can move on. You know what I mean? The only time that it's kind of tricky is when you're doing monitors from the same desk, you know, and then you kind of stop and you're like, all right, who wants kick in their monitor? Raise your hand, put it down when you got enough. You know what I mean? I always hit the drummer first, you know, and then put a little bit in front, maybe put a little bit in the side fills. But you're just trying to get through the shit quick as fuck. And like loud instruments, loud acoustic things that are already loud in the room, like kick, snare, hat, rack, floor. Yeah. Those don't need as much help, and people don't need as much help with those as like, you know, the vocals. We're going to spend like twice as much time on the vocals, you know, or like your sample or your keyboard or something weird. That's not in the room at all. I do the same thing with the guitars. I'm like, who's ever ready first, you know, hit me. And then I'm like, all right, can I hear both guitars at the same time? And that kind of is good for them too, because then they'll look at each other and be like, oh, I can hear you, you can hear me, blah, blah, blah. You know, they'll hear it on stage, they'll hear each other at the same time. You know, bass, you know, you want to hear the bass because a lot of times like basses will buzz, especially like in DIs, you know, like basses never sound the same. That, you know how I just said the channel strip will kind of be the same for a kick maybe or a snare the whole night, close at least. Like
Yeah.
a bass will be all over the place. Like no bass fucking sounds the same. You know, people got it active, people got it passive. Some people like are, you know, some people's basses are set up like shit, so the strings are slapping against the pickups. Some sound great, you know, so you can
Well,
like
you
put
know
it
what?
actually back to a decent setting. You know what I mean?
did
So
that
that dude's
pickup
just like
thing.
he's just trying to get it. You know, like we just try to get things through. We just try to get through sound check as fast as we possibly can. So you know the show doesn't run behind, and you know it sounds as good as it can. But you don't want to waste a bunch of time on, you know, one thing. You want to just keep it going. You got to keep it pace.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
we're like, all right, boo blah.
Yeah, yeah. We don't mean to be short. You know, we're not trying to be impolite or short. We got to keep going. You know.
You're like the
And I've never really had anybody offended about it. I try to like talk. I wasn't like that guy really. I'm like, all right, Kick, thank you. I always say like, thanks, snare next, you know, please.
yeah.
I say please and thank you, which kind of like, you know, I don't know. And I'll talk back to him. Sometimes I'll make jokes and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
you gotta be
sometimes I'll
cool.
try to get their names even before like they go on stage. Like I get
that's
the
hard.
drummer's name, you know. That name thing, dude, like the trick is like, you know, think of like somebody you know that they remind you of, and then it's easy. It's like if I meet a drummer named Chris, it's super easy. I'm like, oh, drummer
Sure.
named Chris, just like drummer and
course.
salvage, all easy. You know what I mean? If I meet a Brian, that's really easy. Oh, Brian, like me, duh. You know what I mean? Mike,
Yeah.
like I know a million Mikes. You know what I mean? If they look like somebody I know, you know, then it's easy. You know, some people are from the planet of Nates. You know.
You think all Nates look alike?
I don't know. There's some, you know, people just some names really stick to people like different, like easily than others, dude. Like some people, they tell you their name once and right away you got it.
Yeah.
You know, some
Does-
people's names don't match their faces at all. So
I think Mike Point 3, he's like he's a Mike, right?
he looks
Mike.
like a Mike.
The way he says it.
Yeah.
even?
Mike and Scott look like Mikes.
Yeah, my name's Mike.
Yeah. Mike and Scott look like Mikes for sure. You know, Mike could be a Kevin too, or a Kyle, I think.
Kyle
Yeah.
Point 3.
I think it could be Kyle Point 3 or like Kevin Point 3. He likes
Kevin
to use that
Point
name
3,
Kevin
yeah.
too.
No one's gonna take Kevin Point 3 seriously.
Nah, I don't
Kevin
think
Point 3.
like I don't think I look that much like a Brian, but I
Talking
don't
about
know.
our friend Mike Point 3 from 1.3, the band
Again.
1.3, and our Big
Yeah.
Dumb Mouth podcast.
Yep. Tune in.
Check it out on the YouTube.
Yeah. Like you look like a Chris. I don't think I look like a Brian that much. I don't know.
Could be a Brian.
Who knows?
I mean, you could be more like a. If you were Greek, what would your name be? If it was-
Dimitri.
yep. You got the Samakis
Dimitri.
Dimitri.
Constantine. Yeah. So my dad wanted to name me, so that's what it would have been.
Sure, there you go. Might as well keep that one.
Yep.
Well,
Which
then,
is just
in a
like
way,
James,
that is your
James
name,
George or something.
right?
I guess.
So,
Nobody calls me
there
that.
It is.
Yeah.
What's in a name?
Who knows? A rose is sweet as a rose. Whatever the
Rose
fuck.
is as red as
Smells.
a flower.
It smells.
Anyone else thinks it's not.
It smells like real good. How can you tell the scent of a rose? Same with my pain.
Every rose has its thorn.
Yep. Yippers, beppers. Yeah, that video is awesome. And that video is fucking hilarious. And when it came out, it made me laugh real hard.
Check that out. We can play more of it if you want.
Yeah, play a little bit more of it. It's pretty funny. I'm gonna sit here and laugh at it.
Are your amps even on? Yes, please keep adjusting your volume. It makes my job very easy. Can you turn down your stage volume, please? Please turn down your stage. All right. Stage right guitar.
I've done that one before.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a mic check? Is that how loud you're going to be while you're performing?
Yeah. I've done
Okay.
that.
The park.
Hey, stop cupping the mic, you dumbass. Yeah, give me some bass.
I won't call
Okay, thank
anybody
you.
names.
Does this cable go?
Yeah, there you go. It's not working. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing's wrong with the monitors. People are just dumb sometimes. What kind of head you got on those drums? Nice. I use Evans myself. Actually, mind if I come and replace them for you? I'd really love to. Oh,
I would never replace anybody's drum heads. Don't do that.
fine.
Maybe some.
Rack Tom.
Somebody
I'll do it in the studio, not
Where
live.
the hell is my Uber Eats? Look, man, today's my day off. You want to check your base more?
This is my day off.
Why? Oh, how about you come up here and do my job then? Better watch what you say. My favorite album is Injustice for All. Oh, nothing. How's that sound? Cool. I literally did not change anything. Honestly, guys, this would be so much easier if you just use the house kit. Backtracks. Backtracks. What do you mean you have tracks? I only have 8 channels. Got in the good old days. Music used to be raw, real. These days, making me actually have to work and shit. I'll kick the bass drum like
funny.
AC/DC.
You know,
so
that's
I
something
get
that
these
has
licks
changed.
going on here.
That's something that has changed. Like when I started, you know, in the 2000s or the aughts. Massey makes fun of me for calling them the aughts. What the fuck do
They
you
are
call
the
them?
odds. I've
Thank
heard
you.
older people say that.
All right. Well, I guess I'm an older person that calls them the aughts. But back in the aughts, it was usually just, you know, drums. You get drums, bass, 2 guitars, and 3 vocals. Maybe 4 vocals if the drummer, you know, is feeling frisky,
Yeah.
which is fine. Maybe you get a horn section. You know, you get a sax, trumpet, and a trombone.
Maybe you'll get horn section.
Yeah, maybe you'll
a
get
triangle player. Maybe you get chime.
but then, you know,
Maybe
technology
bongo.
started becoming cheaper. So everybody started, it started off with one channel. Like they just have an 8, like the drummer would have an 808, you know, so then you had to throw out a DI by the drummer for a pad or a trigger of some kind.
Some radio.
And then, you know, they're like, that mono became stereo. It became like some more. It grew. This drummer thing is growing now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then bands started getting their own in-ear rigs, you know, and they're like, why don't we bring more tracks? Why don't we bring more keyboards? Why don't we bring more? So now, dude, like now it's like you usually see 24 channels of stuff, even from like non-headlining bands. I mean, you know, I'm just used to it now.
Yeah.
But back in the day, input lists were smaller, and they have gotten larger over time. They really peaked like in like around 2000, I would say 2012, because everybody had, you know, drums, bass, guitar, 3 keyboard lines, 4 vocals, percussion, a horn section. And then people started doing like the downstage tom thing where people would like have toms come out downstage. And that's when I was like, come on, man.
Come on,
the
Tom,
downstage
man.
tom's like,
it's my final straw.
yeah, man. Yeah, that was like, I was like, all right, everything else I could see a place for, but this downstage tom for one song, you know what I mean? Come on. But you know,
just to hit like,
I mean, now I'm used to it. Now I'm like, whatever, dude. Now I'm like, who cares? Bring out the downstage tom. You can throw anything at me and I don't care. I'll turn it on, turn it up. It's easy. And digital, having digital in my world now makes it a lot easier for me. So I can do whatever. You know what I mean? Back in the analog days when you kept adding and adding and adding things, you'd eventually run out of channels, you know, or you'd have to dig into.
That's what the guy was on saying on the video. Back in the old days is better, man.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it was better. Analog's heavier. Analog sounds a little better, but it's heavier and you have way more limitations with it. In the digital world now, I don't mind a 24 channel band showing up and me having 10 minutes to figure out it's easy. I can do it. No problem. Done.
It does sound like a lot.
Well, it is too, especially when you got to toss all those inputs around stage, you know, like where they end up on stage is important too. Like how many holes, how many available inputs you have to have, like where at on the stage. That can get you sometimes. Yeah. But, you know, I got sub snakes for that. I got little sub snakes, so I'm good.
I got sub snakes, bro.
I got sub snakes for that. We're good. Digital consoles too, dude. You can soft patch. So like if a kick drum, like if somebody needs something else, like in channel 1, you know, you can just slide it over and you can put anything wherever you want to put it these days. So it's a lot easier, you know? So I was like that dude for a little bit of time, you know, there's like a transitional phase where bands input lists were growing and like the technology wasn't keeping up, but now they are. Now they're everything's fine. Now it's a good era to be a sound man. It really is. Yeah, we have nice PAs. We have nice sound equipment. We have nice digital consoles, you know. We have computers to help us, you know. We still have to trust our ears and we still have to mix and all that, but we have a lot more tools at our disposal to make our job easier. So it's a good time be an audio engineer, I think. You know, you just got to know a little bit more about computers, and that's my sound advice.
Computers, man. That's the key. That's the key to modern thinking, man. Computers.
Yeah, computers, CPU, processing power. I know that is
I remember when we would
very
I'd be recording with Chris and on whatever that I was recording, whatever it was, and something would go wrong and that would crash or something.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, I hate computers, man. Every time I'd be like, and like I hate the computer at that time too, but I was just like, oh
Yeah.
but come on, man.
Yeah, you figured that
Positive.
problem out too eventually. I mean, Chris likes to record on copper wire. You know
Well,
what
he
I
likes
mean?
his new digital one. It's a digital 4-track built-in kind of thing.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, I think it has a
he
mini
has
disc
that thing now. That's
type
right.
thing.
He's moved into the new era. That's right.
he
He's not
likes
just
it,
recording
yeah.
a cassette tape now.
Yeah,
That's right. I forgot about
he
that.
enjoys that little guy.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I think it has 4 XLRs and just plugs, and it sounds good. It's 44 kilohertz or whatever. Whoops.
I mean, I always like what Chris does because it always sounds like Chris. He always really puts his spin on it.
Yeah.
You know, like Chris has a really, really unique and like what's the word for it? Like heavy personal style, like from the way he dresses to the way he plays to his, to like his recordings. You can always tell it's Chris. And like I've really learned a lot. I've really learned a lot from him about, recording and sound and stuff. Sometimes it's good to break all the rules,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to do just whatever you want and, turn everything up. So
We still can,
yeah. Yeah. It's good that we have I like when Chris and I go in on a project together. I like when we all get in on a project together, We all got our unique ways of seeing things. And I'm glad like I'm glad it's a whatever that word is, triumvirate.
Triumvirate?
Instead of it. Yeah, that one Roman word. Like I can't say it.
Triumvirate, right?
I think so. What a fucked up word. Triumvirate.
It's a triumvirate.
It's
I'm Peter O'Toole, and it's a triumvirate.
Yeah, man, but
had a
Chris is
few
always like,
whiskeys.
just turn it up, bro, into the red cassette tape. Like when we did that Ottoman's Revolt together, it sounded good. A few salvage recordings we did in more of the Chris style than the Brian style.
So I got an article.
Okay.
It's 8 bizarre recording experiments that ended up on hit records. And
all right.
These articles always say that everything's like, there's like so bizarre, it's so weird. But then you read it and you're like, this is not that bizarre. So I'm going to run it past you to see if it's actually bizarre or just like,
All right.
And what happened?
No, you broke it.
We don't have to, I'll just read it.
Okay.
The Don't Think Twice lyric that ended up on the final version of Billie Jean was recorded by getting Michael Jackson to sing through a 5-foot cardboard tube. No post-production needed.
Huh. All right. Well,
Don't
that's
think
fun.
twice.
It's a fun trick. Don't think twice. Don't think twice.
Yeah. Is that bizarre?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah. I wonder, was that Quincy Jones's idea? I wonder, here, sing into this tube for this. I mean, it would give you like a kind of a bandpass effect. And I mean, I can hear that in my head. It does kind of sound like it's sung through a cardboard tube if you hear it in your head.
Quincy Jones.
It's just like a megaphone kind of effect. Like if you do this, don't think twice.
Yeah.
Except
the engineer was Bruce Sweden.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, he just passed away. I think. Rest in peace. That dude.
Okay, cool.
He was amazing. Bruce was super cool, super awesome dude.
You knew him?
No, but he's an outstanding guy.
You know his stuff?
Yeah. Let me give you a few of his credits.
Well, now it's talking about the wall of sound. It's just describing what, gain or something?
What?
What's a wall of sound, Brian?
I guess
talking about Phil Spector's wall of sound.
Yeah, multi-track, reverb, like a bunch of vocals, a bunch of reverb, a bunch of instruments well placed in a mix.
Yeah.
All the mid-range is properly mixed, so it sounds like a big wall of sound.
Yeah, like in the Beatles, you can hear like the double up of John Lennon, and it sounds real giant. He sounds like big, and
we used to do that. We did that on some of our songs. I made you like sing in the shower and double your vocals.
I want to
like
sing
on
in the
14
shower.
House. I always thought you sounded awesome in that shower.
I always thought in a studio you would just build a shower and put like carpet in the bottom, but
that's what we
walls
should have
would be
done. It would have
tile.
saved me a lot of money. That's what we should have been doing.
You could build it with like curtains, so if you want to just lower curtains and deaden it, or you can bring them up and it'd be really bouncy.
Yeah. Just that small room sound
Like
is
a
really good.
bathroom, yeah.
I like that small room reverb built in. Yeah, doubled vocal tracks is always a thing, you know. Makes things bigger, larger, chorusing effect against yourself, you know.
Well, yeah, these things, I can't even. This is during the recording of Joy Division, She Lost Control. It's rumored that Hannett forced drummer Stephen Morris to assemble his drum kit on the studio roof to get the perfect drum acoustics.
Huh. I like that song a lot.
That's just crazy.
But I don't know why you would go record on a roof. Hopefully that's cool.
To get that,
it sounds like fun.
U2 sound, right?
Maybe. I can't wait to build a studio and put things in the woods and record them, man. I'm pumped. So that's definitely some techniques I'm going to try. So
sure,
maybe you'll be a part of that. Maybe I can stick you outside in the woods.
Yeah.
Make you play guitar and sing in the woods.
Maybe Bigfoot will come and start jamming with us.
That'd be cool. Or the coyote that's been around my house. We had a coyote in our backyard.
That's what Midnight Mike would talk about. He's like, yeah, I think Bigfoot's probably going to come jam with you guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's out there. He's out there with the coyote. You better be careful.
Yeah, he's out there with the coyote.
Unless that coyote's his pet. Who knows?
Well, those aren't too weird.
No.
Here's some dumb sound audio jokes. How about these, Brian?
Oh, man. Any humor involving audio engineering is always so fucking terrible. I mean, they make me laugh because I like terrible humor, but they're real bad, man.
They're just old man. These are old man jokes.
They're like old man jokes.
Here's one. Why do sound guys say check 1 2 1 2?
Because you lift on 3.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? You know all of these. So stupid. How many freelance sound guys does it take to change a light bulb?
1 and then 20 to tell them that they could do it better.
Or I was offered that job. That's the same joke. Different, but it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
You know all these. How about we go for all of them? See if you know.
Yeah,
them.
keep going. See if I know another one.
How many sound guys does it take to change a light bulb? It's the same one, right?
It's the same one. What's that answer? The
one, but only after the airplane is gone. That's something that someone made up. How tall is a sound guy?
About shit, I know this one. Fuck. About 1 2? I don't know.
I don't know. I never seen one stand up.
I like that one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
I got a difference between a toilet and a sound guy.
A toilet can only take shit from one person at once.
That's exactly what it says, Brian. How do you know all these jokes? Oh, geez, it's so funny.
Yeah, I've been in the industry for a while there, Spraggy. They tell these jokes to each other.
I love that. It's got to be the same with like truckers and construction guys, all this shit. What is the difference between a producer and a chimpanzee?
I don't know this one.
It's scientifically proven chimpanzees are able to communicate with humans. It's a little too it's like Fraser Crane would tell that one.
Yeah.
Why is a concert grand better than a studio upright?
Why?
It makes a bigger kaboom when dropped off a cliff. It's so horrible.
I like that one.
Oh, wait. This is one that's related. What do you call a musician without a girlfriend?
Homeless.
Yeah, that's right. You got it. What's the frequency, Kenneth?
I don't know.
Everybody hurts.
God damn it. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Light bulb one again.
There's a lot of light bulb
That's
ones.
pretty funny. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny that you knew 6 out of 7 or whatever.
I knew a bunch of them. There's some good. We'll save it for next time, but there's some more good YouTube stuff
This one
that
looks
I
kinda,
got.
Oh yeah,
I'll definitely have to share. We'll share next time. We'll save it for next time, but
Oh really?
there's some good stuff on YouTube. I'll have to go
okay.
dig it. I'll have to go dig it up and find it.
Yeah, I made a little list of. I just made a bunch of pages in a row.
You got more?
I got another video.
Oh, okay.
It might just be another like sad one.
What do you mean, like violent?
I don't know if it's violent. It just talks about, yeah.
Sound one? A sad sound one?
It's a sad pizza one.
Oh. Yeah, the pizza ones are heartbreakers.
Yeah, why is that, man?
I don't know.
What a drag. Okay, here's a sound. Here's a sound list. People like lists. It's all of these are the most annoying things to a sound guy kind of thing.
Okay.
There's this one that I thought was funny, so I wanted to read it. It's when a drunk person you don't know wants to stand next to you and talk to you the whole time.
Oh, dude, that's the worst.
Because I know that happened.
Oh yeah. Or they won't know your name, and they'll be like, "Hey, hey, 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 man, hey, man, hey, hey, man." Like, I'll talk to most people, if they approach me like a respectable human being, no problem. What can I help you with? Most people just want to know where the bathrooms are, this and that, the other thing. His man can be on time,
Yeah.
Most people just have good intentions. But there are a few, and you can usually tell when somebody's, shithoused. You know what I mean? At smaller venues, it's hard to get away. Like, where I work is pretty big, so I have some bike rack protecting me, a good 4 feet. So, I feel nice and safe. But sometimes you're pushed all the way over to one side. And it's funny because the lighting guy will get a lot of sound questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, those bike rack type divider things, that you're talking about, they're still like 4 or 5 feet away from you. The guy can stand right behind it and go, "Hey, hey,
hey, hey, hey."
So he can still annoy you with the barrier.
Yeah,
the barrier doesn't stop that.
And I've been lucky, dude. Like, I never really had like a big front of house heckler or anybody throw anything at me, or or get in an argument. I don't really bait that. I won't I'm more of a, you don't react to the situation. You whatever it is, reacting versus responding. So I'll respond.
Flight,
yeah, I won't react. I won't get all peppered up over nothing. You know what I mean? If somebody's drunk, out of control, I'll be like, "All right, man, you go on with your bad self. I'm gonna go back to work here."
Everybody gets one.
Yeah. You can do the fader thing where I can't hear my boyfriend's cymbals, and I'd grab a fader, doesn't do anything, and turn it up a little bit. I'm like, "How's that?" And they're like, "Oh, that's great, thank you." I'd rather do that, than be like, "No, get out of here. I don't knock fries out of your hand when you're at work."
How dare you?
I don't like to. There's no reason to escalate conversations with customers at all. You know what I mean? At all.
Sure.
So I never do it.
They are customers, right?
They are. They're paying customers. They paid for ticket. They paid for experience. Whatever. I'm not going to escalate any conversations, but I've been lucky enough where I haven't really had any. So, I just try to stare straight ahead and stay focused on the job. I don't really make eye contact with anybody in the room. It's I bet you. I learned early, just don't make eye. You don't really want to make eye contact with anybody in the crowd because eye contact will attract people. If you make eye contact, people will want to come talk to you and ask you questions.
Common thing.
Yeah, so I try not to make it.
So it's like a hot chick. If you're a sound guy, you're like a hot chick.
Yeah, don't
you make eye contact. Everyone's going to bother you.
Yeah,
it's
kind of. Yeah. So and I truly enjoy what I do. I really enjoy what I do. So I love it. I enjoy it. So, I know if something's wrong and I'm the first one that's like on it, you know, trying to make it better. So, you know, yeah, man. What was your original question though? Yeah, like, hey man, it's annoying.
This
You
the
know what
drunk
really
guy
gets me is
bugging
like
you.
the whistlers, those loud whistlers. They'll stand right behind you, and like when
Oh
the band comes
man, with the
on,
2 fingers or whatever.
yeah, dude. And that's like, it's so loud. It's louder than like my mix. So like
Yeah.
my eardrums will be like, beep. You know what I mean?
You might as well just go like do
it's
a
like a
big
gunshot.
yeehaw.
It's like a gunshot behind you. And if you're not ready for it, like there's been studies like the brain, like if you know somebody's going to hit a snare drum right in front of you and you're looking at it, your eardrums will actually like prepare.
Really?
They'll do whatever they do, you know, so you don't take the full brunt of it. You know what I mean? But if you're not ready for it, dude, it's a shock, you know? So, but the front of house whistlers, they'll get me. Those whistlers. So don't whistle behind the sound guy. Don't do it.
Yeah, they just want attention with this loud
I don't know
shit
what they want. They're like, look at me, I'm the loudest cheerer with my whistle. I'm whistling. Yeah, the whistle.
It is a flex. It's a flex of a whistle. It's a power whistle.
Well, yeah, man. It's like you're louder than the PA right now, bro. And like you just made me and everybody around you deaf and annoyed.
You're just like, what?
Yeah. I'm like, huh?
I can't do the stupid
No, don't learn.
I think it's
a terrible thing. It should be outlawed.
It should be outlawed.
At smaller clubs, you know, you're closer. People get closer up to you, but you know, you can like just give them a smart ass answer back, you know, and usually they'll leave you alone. Like I won't escalate anything. I'll just be like a smart aleck.
What about
this? In a smaller club.
This seems like
bigger club. I'll behave. I'll be good
right.
boy, and I won't escalate anything ever.
Okay, good.
It's not worth it at all. I like what I do.
I like what I do, and I do not want to stop what I am doing.
Yes, I'm concentrating right now. I'm very focused.
I'm very focused.
I'm very focused on the sound at hand.
Okay, this next one is when people ask me for a table and try to place a drink order with me. Like, do people actually ever have done that to you?
No, not to me. No.
Why would they think it's like, I'll take a...
I have no idea. That's weird. That's more for like I've seen that happen like DJs at clubs. You know what I mean? There's a video of that somewhere. There's like on YouTube. This girl's trying to order from a DJ, and it's pretty funny. That has happened, but it's never happened to me. But that would be highly weird and annoying.
What about this? This seems normal. Right. This seems real. When people ask you, you've been doing sound all week, and then they're like, "Hey, you want to go out and see a show?" You're just like, "Oh shit."
Oh no, man. I mean, we're people too. Sometimes we need to unwind, and I can take earplugs with me. Yeah, and then it's true. Like it's honestly like a different kind of listening. Like when I'm at work mixing,
yeah,
I'm like super hyper focused, and it's not even about me. It's just about the crowd. You know, like I'm mixing for the audience in the room. I'm at work. I'm not. This isn't fun time. This is like. I don't matter. My ego doesn't matter. What matters is like, I got to get the band to the crowd, you know, in the best and efficient way possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, when I go to a show, that's different. That's like some sound guys will go to shows and just complain and whine the whole time, you know, about what they could do better. I don't do that, man. I did that in like my earlier years, but then I wasn't having any fun. And I love music so much, it's kind of ruined it for me. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be like that when I go to a show ever again. I'm just going to put in earplugs, you know, and have a couple drinks and have a good time and not worry about anything because I'm not there to worry about anything. I'm just there to have a good time. And I like supporting my friends and I like seeing, you know, the bands that I love and support. So, you know, it's important to get out there, I think. And I love it. I'm kind of crazy, man. I'll go to a show right out.
It'd be fun.
You know, sometimes like the last thing I want to do, but once I'm there having a good time, I'm a couple songs in, I'm always like, oh man, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I came.
I know what you mean. I think a lot of people have
initial reaction will be, I'm not going to lie, my initial reaction will be like, I hate music. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
You know, but then I
It's
get
like,
there
I
and
wanna
like,
stay inside.
yeah, I'm 2 songs in and I'm like, man, I'm so glad I came. Woohoo. Having
Yeah,
a good time with my earplugs shoved all the way in, not worrying about having to, you know, turn up anything or do anything, you know.
But you're gonna still like if you think the sound guy's doing something wrong, you'll be like, hey man,
I've only done it once, dude, because I
well, not
because
say
I
it
felt
to him,
bad
but
for
you
the
say it to
guy. I
yourself.
only did it once. I've only done that once. I was in Chicago at the Metro. We were seeing Echo and the Bunnymen.
Oh, really? That's a pretty
And there we were like, so it was like 3 or 4 songs were fine. And then song number 5, like this thing starts fritzing out, you know, like making all this noise every once in a while. So what's his name? Peter Murphy. Is that his name? The singer for Echo and the Bunnymen?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I don't know from Bunnymen.
I got to look this up now. I don't want to say the wrong name.
Sure, you can look it up. Look it up.
Peter Murphy, English singer. No, he's in Bauhaus. He's in Echo and the Bunnymen.
Check out this thing I got at the work party. It's a shovel.
Such a dummy, dude. Ian McCullough.
Look at this.
Anyhow, so Ian's losing his mind on stage.
Man.
And then, all right, so I see him like swap out 2 wedges. Okay, and like a song goes by, and then another song goes by, and I'm like in the crowd, like kind of like right in front of the stage, and I noticed it's the front fill. The front fills are like 2 little speakers they'll have pointing to the audience on like the apron of the stage, you know. And I noticed the noise they're hearing is the front fill, like that what's breaking up.
Yeah.
And like another song goes by, and they switch out the monitor again, and it's still going on, and now it's starting to take away from the performance, you know. Like now Ian's getting all mad. Now the monitor tech's on stage, like losing his mind. And I'm like, man, I know it's the front fill. I'm like, man, I got to tell the front of house guy, dude. So I went up there and told him, and he's like, thanks, man. I'm like, I hate to be that guy, but I think it's the front fill, man. I don't think it's on deck. And he's like, no, thank you. We were trying to figure it out.
Nice.
And then I just went back into the crowd. This is the only time I've ever done that.
You would probably get
I just felt bad.
The place you were at, you would get maybe a better idea by being up front or whatever in a different area.
Yeah, because I was up front right next to this front fill. Because like the front fills, dude, they're usually just covering like the first few rows. So like the front of house is way back. So it's hard to like hunt down. If something starts to go weird, if your front fill starts to go weird, it'd be hard to hunt down. It'd be hard to hunt down, you know? Especially if they're convinced it's a monitor problem, you know? Especially they're convinced it's the wedge. But like here's the wedge and then here's a front fill. So like, you know, they're back to back. So like it'll sound like it's the monitor.
It's in the same,
and the singer
right
was
next to each other.
Yeah, because they're right next to each
facing
other.
opposite directions.
Yes, exactly.
That's
so
weird.
that's pretty wild.
They had little front fills.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of the mains are behind you because you're so close to the stage.
Yeah, front fills. The front fills are there to fill in
the row people.
Yeah, to fill in the vocals, and then whatever else isn't like amplified. So like guitars usually fine, drums are fine, but you want to put like your vocals in your front fill. You want to put like any keyboards, tracks, you know, that aren't amplified acoustically really loud from the stage.
All right, front fill.
Today, you learned about front fills.
Okay, whoever's tuning in is going to learn a lot about sound and probably about pizza delivery. So I guess it's an educational show.
Yeah. Yep.
Actually, I did
front fills are important, dude. They're cool, man. They're important to a positive concert experience because think about it, the people that like the band the most are going to be up front the closest. What are they supposed to have? Like the worst mix, you know that? Especially with in-ears these days, dude. Like nobody's using wedges anymore. Like in-ears, like the sound from stage can be kind of weird if you're like up close to it. So you got to fill that in. It's got to be done.
It's like the mayor's daughter up there, you know, VIP, front row.
It is. It's the people that like that band the most are going to be the closest to the stage. So you got to make sure they're taken care of.
So were the Bunny
men? Once he like, dude, as soon as I walked away, he must have like turned him off because then it got better. And then the little like monitor tech came out and swapped the front fill and then swapped back. Then everything was fine. And then like once you usually solve a problem for an artist, dude, they forget about it and go back into artist mode. They're not in like the weird artist suffering mode, like artists having a crisis mode, which you don't want your artist in for any amount of time whatsoever.
No.
Because we're temperamental, we're sensitive, man. This is our thing.
I'm
and
sensitive, man.
Yeah, and like our tech, we're we can't, something that's out of our hands, we can't control. We're getting, because I know what it's like to be an artist too with your shit fucking up. It's infuriating. Like you lose your mind. Like you can't even control it. Like you're like, ah.
That is what you like.
Yeah, you freak. So I don't blame any artists when they freak over technical difficulties, man. I mean, it's their art, man. It's like I feel the same way when my stuff messes up. So I get it, man. I get it.
Man, I'm jealous of your background.
I get it. You like that background?
You're representing.
I wish we were here at Duffy's, man.
It's good for salvage because, you're representing Marshall. You like Marshalls, and then Peeves, and we all like Peeves. We all like Marshalls.
I sold this head though. Huh? I'm not a huge. I wasn't never a huge fan of that head. Is that yours?
Yeah.
No, that's not yours. That's my JCM 2000. You had like an MP.
No, the 2000 has 2 sets of knobs.
Yeah, that's a 2000.
No, there's only one row of knobs on there.
No, dude, that's a JCM 2000. And this is here's the EQ. There's the EQ. This is my head. Trust me, brother. Because there's not 4 holes either. Look, there's only 1 hole. See it?
You only have 1 row on that JCM?
Yeah, there's only 1 row of knobs. It was just a DSL. It was just a dual super lead. I ended up selling that when we bought the house. I was never a huge fan. I mean, I was never a huge fan of the dirty channel. I think the dirty channel was too mid-scooped. It was too bright. I like my Sovtech a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah,
I do love this
regular
PV,
balls. Sovtech sounds just like a
sounds like a JCM 800. Yeah, it sounds like a JCM 800. And ever since during quarantine, I bought a tube screamer for it. So now it's just kicking butt. I can't wait. That's what it needed for salvage, a little tube screamer. And now I'm ready to rock.
We're going to be jamming, man.
Dude, like you said, it's going to be so way too loud when we get back to it because we're all going to be so happy.
Yeah, I totally think so.
Man, we've been talking for a while. How long is this episode so far?
I don't know, man.
It's a pretty good one. Pretty natural.
Yeah, it ran well. I like having it's good to have the some segments and some articles to read.
Yeah,
like the whatever Spanky is supposed to be, like no format, no topics, no problem.
You're just riffing.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like just like absolutely no preparation.
Are you thinking about having like some more local artists on whatever Spanky? Scott had that idea. Scott Corney had that idea. He's like, man, Spanky should get like
that's my idea was having
local musicians on there.
Yeah, local everybody.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And, yeah,
we would like that.
The original idea was just to have all people around town.
Yeah, we like that idea.
I could even I could get some people.
That'd be sweet.
I asked Bo to do it.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to check in with Bo.
My cousin Jeremy Hughes, I want to get him on it because
Jeremy, man, none of us have seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get Jeremy on.
And,
love that dude. Love that guy.
Sure, I'd like to get Scott Thompson.
That'd be awesome.
Who else?
Love to talk to him. Scott had a whole list of people. He's like, you should ask Fez, Artie.
Oh yeah.
Much people. He had a whole list. A whole fucking list, brother.
Well, people do like lists.
Do you got any more lists on things that annoy sound guys on that one?
Let me look here.
I kind of went for a long time in the Echo and the Bunnyman story because I felt so bad for bugging that sound guy, but I had to.
No,
I never bug sound guys.
It's kind of like a thing that you don't want to go up and step
never.
on people's. Yeah.
No, I don't. Unless the only time I would do it is if I was being physically harmed, like it was so loud or something so weird was happening that I was feeling physical pain.
Yeah.
But I always have earplugs in, man. So I never go to a show without them. So
You gotta
not
have
when I
earplugs.
mix, but when I go see a show.
You gotta have earplugs, boys and girls.
You do. Don't don't mess up your hearing. It's the only one you get.
It's the only one you get.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Here's one. It's when bands ask the crowd how it's sounding out there.
I hate that. I hate
It
that.
says that's insulting.
How's the sound, everybody?
It says
It's like,
that's
come on,
insulting.
man.
I do this for a living. Is that how you feel?
It's that a little bit, but it's also like, what do you expect them to say back to you when you say that? And don't even.
Turn up the
It's
drums.
supposed to be an illusion. There's supposed to be like an illusion and a mysticism. When you say shit like, how's the sound out there, guys? It completely like wipes that away. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Like, so number one, you're killing like the illusion and the vibe. Number two, it's kind of insulting to me. Yeah. Number three, then you're going to have people like, you shift people's focus away. And all of a sudden, they're in like judgment mode instead of like enjoy the show mode. Now they're like in judgment mode. Like, oh, well, how does it sound really? And like everybody's different, man. Everybody's subjective. Everybody's going to think this or that. You know what I mean? So, that I hate that one. That one is a big pet peeve of mine. I'm like, oh God, don't say that. Don't ask that. Just if you're happy, man, keep jamming.
Yeah. Because it's not going to be. If
you need something, ask your monitor engineer. Or ask me. If you don't say that ever. How's the sound out there, guys?
It's kind
like, dude, it's fine to say, are you having a good time? Are you having a good time tonight, guys? Like, that's cool with me. That's great. Say that. Don't say, how's the sound out there, guys? Can you hear everything all right? Can you hear my vocals coming through enough? Check 1 2. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, that drives me crazy. That's definitely a pet peeve.
Because it's like, I've never actually thought to ask that. I'm just like, okay, I assume that whatever's happening, and I'm not gonna. Yeah, they're obviously worried. They're like, they're obsessing about how it's sounding, and like they can't just like do it and have the guy like adjust and do his thing.
It just really hurts when like something's going so awesomely well and you're like 1 or 2 songs in and you're like patting yourself on the back a little bit out there. You're like, oh man, this really sounds good. Yeah. And then they're like, how's the sound out there, guys? You're like, no.
And someone's drunk friend is like, turn up the bass. The bass player's my boy.
Yeah. And then he walks over to his bass stack and just cranks it and your mix goes in the toilet.
Yeah. Like the guitar player's friend is like, turn up the guitar, man. It's all you.
Yep. Exactly,
like,
dude.
Just do what you need to do.
Exactly. Don't break that fourth wall. That kind of breaks that wall for me, and I don't like when that wall's broken.
That's funny.
We need to like make an illusion here, fellas. We need to people come here to be taken away, not to play. How does it sound out there tonight?
Yeah, exactly.
What's another one?
When a band knows their time's up, so they get the crowd involved to ask them if they want to hear one more. So
dude, that's the worst too.
And it's like,
and then like,
oh no, they say we can't. We say we're done.
Yeah,
I just want to hear one more.
That's the worst, man. Yes, that's awful.
Real bad.
That's awful, especially on like a 9-band local showcase, where I'm already like struggling to keep up. Where it's already like anything like that going wrong just sets me back 5 or 10 minutes. Bad news bears.
Yeah.
Bad news bears.
Like they're your kids or something. It's like, can't say no to these little faces. It's like, nah, it's not their decision either.
No, man. And the worst is like, all right, guys, you got 3 minutes left. We need like a short one, okay? And then they play like a 12-minute opus.
They play,
Yeah,
well, at the end it's like a jam or whatever.
Yeah, there's jam.
Because they want to have that same kind of rebellion that they've seen when they were, young, that they saw musicians have when it was like, oh, damn the man or whatever. But it's like, it's taking place in that not at the appropriate time or place.
Yeah.
It's like you're not rebelling against anyone except some person who wants to keep the show moving along.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's like, it's more like they're at the talent show at high school. They're like, "Fuck the
Yeah.
principal," you know? No, it's just like a
Yeah.
sound. It's like a place you want to play at.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
But
Yeah, that's a bad
that's what people do when they're pretty young.
Yeah, it's like that's an experience day one. You know, you're expecting that kind of stuff on those kind of local showcases,
Yeah.
which is fine. You got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? They're part of the culture. They're a part of what I do. So, you know, I did them when I was a kid. I had to learn. What else
I'm
you
trying
got?
to look at them, and it seems like we've covered them all.
Okay,
But that was a pretty good list. We can go ahead and call it a day.
let's call it a day.
Do you want me to play the outro?
You can play the outro, or I can play a song.
Play a song. We're gonna play a Poop Squad song.
Do I do this? Yeah, I do that.
I think.
forgot.
Are you?
I think I did it right.
Kick me off.
All right. Here we go.
It's been a good podcast.
Masterminds of the pasteurized, scatter my actions on numbered plots, categorize that in your eyes. It doesn't matter how many more times. Beat up fatty and four eyes, initiate the war cries, revolution from the corner office to the pigsties. How many more times will we believe the lies as we grieve for our own impurities? Fury teething on our minds, feeding us rhymes, bleeding our time.
I discovered something fantastic.
Poop Squad featuring scruffs on the plastic. Dr. Default, as he is known in some circles.
Yeah, I guess the
performing
tracks are missing
miracles,
in this
keeping
one.
the world spherical, not square. When my old friends land, will know exactly who to spare.
That's good. It's good stuff.
There we go.